So if you've been feeling that weird mix of overwhelming hype and, let's be honest, quiet anxiety about artificial intelligence lately, you are absolutely not alone. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to unpack a truly brilliant presentation delivered by Jenny Lee Corvo for the University of North Florida. Corvo is a director of knowledge at Singularity University, and her presentation completely demystifies this rapidly changing tech. We're going to break down her expert insights and turn them into a practical, structured guide just for you.
Corvo points out this absolutely crucial distinction right off the bat. She says, Gen AI really isn't good at what humans do, but it is fantastic at augmentation. I want to start here because honestly, this single thought instantly relieves so much anxiety. We are reframing AI from day one. It's not some sentient replacement coming for us. It's a tool that you, the creator, actively control to elevate your own capabilities.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover the mindset of augmentation, everyday claw hammers, specialized AI power tools, best practices, and finally, we'll see AI in action.
Starting off with Section 1, Mindset. Augment, don't replace.
Before we even think about touching a single piece of software, we really need to properly categorize this tech. Mindset is literally everything here. Here's the big question that drives almost all the fear around this topic. Is AI meant to replace human capabilities? Are we looking at a future where human creativity and human jobs are just completely taken out of the equation?
Well, think about replacement tools for a second, like an ATM or an automatic transmission in a car. Those technologies entirely replaced human tasks, which, frankly, most of us really appreciate. Now, compare that to augmentation tools. Think of a hammer. You can't just set a hammer down on the grass and expect a house to be built, right? It requires a human. Generative AI is a hammer. It requires a human creator firmly in the driver's seat to actually swing it. Moving on to Section 2, the everyday claw hammers.
So if generative AI is a hammer, the ubiquitous chat tools we all know, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, those are your everyday claw hammers you can just grab at the dollar store. Picking between them is mostly just user preference, kind of like choosing between a Mac and a PC. But regardless of your favorite, there's some crucial jargon we have to demystify, starting with the context window. You can think of the context window as the AI's short-term memory. It's measured in tokens, which are roughly chunks of words. Every prompt you type, every PDF you upload, every answer the AI spits back, it all eats up those tokens. And as you use up tokens in a really long chat, the AI literally starts losing its memory and will begin to hallucinate or give you totally inaccurate answers.
Now, Gemini boasts this massive context window, which is fantastic for huge documents. But ChatGPT and Claude offer custom instructions in this separate memory called RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation. Basically, it lets you pull from your specific files. This is absolutely vital if you use AI for, say, 10 different things, like meal prep, coding, and writing emails. Instead of burning through your context window explaining who you are every single time, tools with customization and RAG recall your specific projects instantly.
Which brings us to Section 3, Specialized AI Power Tools.
Time to leave the dollar store claw hammers behind. These are the hyper-specific sledgehammers and power tools of the AI world built for exact high-end tasks. Let's look at visual tools first. Corvo calls Midjourney the Photoshop of AI images. It definitely has a steep learning curve, but it produces the highest quality results. For video, while everyone talks about OpenAI Sora, Corvo notes Sora is actually quite clunky right now and lacks coherence. The real standouts are Runway ML, which is your go-to for editing existing video, and Google Veo, which is just incredible at text-to-video. In her demonstration, Veo flawlessly generated a highly realistic glitter geyser erupting out of a sinkhole, completely matching her prompt on the very first try.
And moving over to audio and design, the capabilities are just staggering. Suno can create full, completely original songs. We're talking vocals and instrumentation just from a short text description of the vibe. 11 Labs handles incredibly natural voice narration and even layers in sound effects for you. For design, Canva has some nice basic AI to get you rolling, but Gamma is a total game changer. You give Gamma a simple prompt, and it tackles the intimidating blank page by auto-generating a complete, formatted slide deck, text and images included. For research and apps, it's just as wild. Elicit doesn't just find articles, it summarizes exactly why they're relevant to your specific question. Research Rabbit maps out visual connections between authors, but Notebook LM might actually be the most mind-blowing.
You upload your own documents, and it can literally generate a realistic two-person AI podcast discussing your sources. And finally, there's vibe coding. Without knowing a single line of code, Corvo used text prompts to have AI build a fully functional, color-coded gardening app with custom emojis. Literally no code required.
All right, Section 4, Best Practices and Copyright.
So you've got the tools. Now you need the blueprint. To get high-quality outputs, you need the ROFA framework. Walk through this acronym with me. Role, objective, format, audience. Tell the AI its role. Is it an expert marketer or maybe a fifth-grade teacher? Give it a clear objective. Tell it the exact format you want, like bullet points or a table, and specify the audience it's speaking to. This is the ultimate memorable formula for writing highly specific and successful prompts.
And of course, the second you generate something amazing, this question immediately pops up: are there copyright or usage restrictions on AI-generated images? It's easily one of the most frequently asked questions when it comes to the legal nuance of generative art. So the crucial point here is understanding this legal breakdown. In the US, you generally cannot hold a copyright on an AI image unless you, the human, heavily edit it yourself. However, and this is a massive distinction, you absolutely can use them for commercial use. You have the legal right to sell an AI image commercially, but you must respect intellectual property. If you generate and try to sell an image of Mickey Mouse, Disney will still absolutely send you a cease and desist. So you don't own the copyright, but you can sell original creations as long as you avoid protected IP.
Finally, Section 5, AI in Action with a microfilm.
Let's bring this all together and see how this actually builds out. Watch Corvo rapidly build a short film from absolute scratch across a sequential workflow. Step 1, she used Google Gemini to write the script, scene descriptions, and the shot list. Step 2, she took those descriptions over to Midjourney to generate the base images. Step 3, she pushed those images into Google Veo to animate them into video clips. Step 4, voiceover generated with 11 Labs, and a whimsical background track whipped up with Suno. And finally, Step 5, she pulled the whole shebang into Canva to assemble the final microfilm. 6 tools working in total harmony.
The resulting microfilm was this hilarious little comedy about a businessman named Arthur. Arthur steps out onto a sunny Jacksonville street, confidently walks right into a surprisingly deep puddle, and then has to swat away this chaotic flock of pigeons. And Corvo didn't just accept the very first outputs she got. She iterated with Gemini for the specific script beats, and she used Midjourney's character reference feature to make sure Arthur actually looked like the same guy in every single shot, from the puddle all the way to the pigeons. But here is the absolute most staggering part of this whole thing. 20. As in 20 minutes. This entire short film, complete with an original script, custom whimsical music, dynamic voiceover, and consistent video generation, was conceptualized and generated in just 20 minutes. That is a staggering display of efficiency. Which brings us to our final thought. The AI didn't just decide one day to make a movie about Arthur in Jacksonville. A human did. AI doesn't do the work for you. You are the creator. These are just the hammers, the mallets, and the sledgehammers in your brand new hardware store. You are firmly in the driver's seat. So, what are you going to build with your new toolkit? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep building.